I think back when my mom told me that she was about to have an abortion and someone stopped her. And I think about how I taught myself how to read at 17. And for me to be in this position to be able to pitch a product that's selling around the United States and a couple other countries, it's a great opportunity.
I've been doing detail block for the last 2 years, and as a first-time entrepreneur, I definitely needed some help growing my business. So C-Star Labs is like the perfect place for me to grow.
I had a product, but I didn't know anything about business. So I understand you can have a good product, but if you don't understand the foundation, if you don't get the foundation of the business, if you don't know your business model, if you don't know your key metrics and your value proposition, then you really don't have a business. You can have a product, and a lot of people have a product, but that's the thing, they truly don't know their business inside and out. And you have to know your business inside and out to succeed.
I feel like I owe this to a lot of people, and I'm excited to move forward. You know, beyond the pitch, I think I've got the real potential to take this business to the next level. So this isn't the end game, this is the beginning for me. Nomadic Technologies is redefining the way advertisers engage their potential customers. And we've built a platform for organizations to directly measure and message their target audiences out of home, on the go, and in real time.
Grooming is not something we just do, but it is who we are. Many may say that I'm in the grooming industry. I beg to differ. We believe as a company, we're in the business of giving men confidence. Confidence to meet their future wives, or give them confidence to land that dream job.
I'm James Stewart, and with Detail Block, it's a news and technology business-focused news site. The news and technology business is only focused on the culture of creating business, on the products of creating business.
We're moving away from the days of throwing away money into ads with limited reach and moving forward into an era where we have the ability to accurately segment and individually target direct audiences from the convenience of our tablets. We are turbocharging a consumer engagement process that has been clunky for centuries, and we're making out-of-home advertising simple. Thank you.
Overall, very good. I'm still not quite sure on how the revenue streams are going to be. You said you needed $30,000 or thereabouts to get started. What's your expected return? How quickly can this come out to market? Is speed to market an issue for you? Who are your competitors right now? Those are questions that you're going to expect to be asked when you do this pitch in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess.
The way that I was going to plan on marketing this is through business organizations locally and focused business or industry-focused organizations locally. So, like, by doing that, it enables me to have lower customer acquisition costs, and that the bonds, the word of mouth between the businesses can connect to the next business in like industries.
From my standpoint, I wasn't really clear if this is a blog or, I mean, I know what you do, but I just wasn't clear in terms of the way you conveyed it. Also, is this local or national, or that wasn't quite clear because you were using numbers that in terms of the universe, the
overall market,
and then I'm wondering how that applies if you're looking at this as a local play.
The Wave Smooth is in 12 barbershops in Charlotte, here in Charlotte, and most of our revenue is coming from online sales with a 2.7 conversion rate. Our manufacturer cost is 85 cents per unit. That's a fixed cost. Our wholesale rate at $2.50, and we retail at $4.99 with an 83% markup.
Finally, I heard some numbers.
Hey, man.
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Good job.
Good job, man.
Yeah, very good, man.
the business aspect has really taken off, and it's very difficult to put the pitch deck together because so much has changed just based off of some of the conversations I've had just over the past couple of days. So I was telling you about the guys in Atlanta, right?
But why would you shift? I mean, you've been working on your pitch for a long time. You've been working on your business model a long time. And this is what I think you need to focus on, is what exactly is your business model? I'm not saying that there's not going to be synergy here and they're not going to be able to help you. But you've got to really take your business model, get in front of potential customers, which you have been doing.
Right.
You've spoken to the one potential customer, and see where it can go. And this goes back to one of the things I said to you when we first met. What I really like that you're doing is that you're not concentrating on the pitch, you're concentrating on creating a business model, because at the end of the day, next Wednesday, if you create a pitch and you come in fifth with a pitch, you're probably done.
Right.
You're done because you've focused so much on this pitch, you haven't looked at where this business can go.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're concentrating on the business, because you've got an idea that you went on one sales call and you got traction. You got traction from one sales call. That's a rarity.
After talking with you yesterday, understanding the business became a lot easier. Previously, I had a lot of stats and a lot of information, but once you said, focus on the three things that will make you successful and those key activities, that made it a lot easier to figure out where to move forward and what to highlight. To your suggestion, I created the Venn diagram, and it makes it very clear to see how I'm different and how the other media companies are clustered. So thank you for that. Do you have any suggestions on ways of not making it seem like they are bad and I'm, or clarifying how I'm good? Yeah, just different instead of bad or good. Because I know I've been at pitches and they're just like, they're bad, they suck at this, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to do that, but I see myself already.
From our discussion, what I understand is we're just serving a different market need. It's just that simple.
Okay. So when you begin to talk about Lydia Newman or Mr. Dudley or Madam C.J. Walker, don't forget to mention James Hall Jr.
Good job. You actually listened last week.
Yeah, I told her not to send that. I told her I was still working on it, just I had time.
I'm
Yeah, I listened. I told her, I was like, no,
man.
you gonna make me think. I wouldn't even. I knew it. I was like, this man probably thinking like, what the hell was James listening?
I know. What did we talk about last week? Now.
Yeah, I told her don't send that.
Great
I'm
job.
sorry about that.
No, that's.
But this definitely will be totally done.
Couple of things.
Yes, sir.
Much better at slowing down.
Okay.
The second thing though is, James, you got a great smile, man.
Okay.
Smile.
All right.
You got to look like you're enjoying this.
Okay.
That, as we've talked about, you own this room. You are excited about telling them about the wave smoother.
Okay.
This is the best thing to come on the market in ages. You know it. I know it. They need to know it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So smile. Enjoy it.
This is the culmination of about 15 plus weeks of hard work that these guys have been putting in as part of our Entrepreneurs Academy. And it's been a bit of a challenge for all of us. But of course, it wouldn't be worth it if it wasn't about a challenge. And we've got 5 guys that are going to come out of this with declared winners, and they'll come out of this with the opportunity to move on to our next module. We've got 4 modules that we do, so this would be the 4th of 4 modules that they'll move on to. They'll also receive some prize money. The reason why I came up with this whole thing, this notion of City Startup Labs, is because I wanted to make sure that, in particular, young black men 18 to 34, many of whom get a lot of attention for a lot of the wrong reasons. I wanted to give them an opportunity to show that they can do something positive, productive, innovative, and be the visionaries that they have imagined themselves to be.
I feel good. I prepared, put myself in a position to, get to this point. 5 months ago, I was in this lull of where I didn't really have an idea of where I'd end up. But 15 weeks later, I'm very pleased with the outcome, and I'm ready to get out and share my project with the world.
I'm really good at one-on-one conversations, and I'm really good at talking among a few people, but a whole group of people, and having to shut down at a certain time. It's kind of stressful.
Just thank God for the opportunity. Everyone don't get this opportunity. I grew up from a rough neighborhood. All my friends mostly in prison or never coming home again, and I felt like God blessed me. I was fortunate. Before I start, I would like to say the judges are looking wonderful.
What differentiates one advertising method from another? Here's where we make the distinction. Enter nomadic technology, an Internet of Things advancement where we equip advertising companies like Joint with technology to show detailed analytics about their advertisement performance and consumer behavior, allowing them to understand and communicate with consumers never before.
We have a lot of competition. If you look at the bottom green square circle, there's a lot of business news sites, and they also cover tech occasionally. And that's Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. Then you have industry verticals like TechCrunch and Recode.
We believe as a company we are in the business of giving men confidence. Confidence to meet their future wives, or give that individual confidence he needs to land that dream job. There's an old saying, make your first impression your best impression. And you can do that just with the Wave Smoother.
Sologo is an online and mobile community where entrepreneurs can connect, as well as build traction. We remove the inefficiencies of in-person networking, as well as link entrepreneurs together to get things done and to get mission-critical services completed for their business.
I got tired of seeing athletes with supreme talent, but they lack the character to go along with their talent. So, like at King Life, we provide quality training, but with our quality training, we want to add to the character, the content of each athlete's character.
We're a mobile application that is designed to improve the efficiency and communication between the venues and guests who are trying to attend. For the venues, we're going to draw more customers to you, which will improve your revenue streams, and for the guests, we'll help you to save time, which will allow you to be more attractive to that venue versus a competitor.
Upon relocating, Shannon realizes that he's facing 3 major challenges. 1, where will he live? 2, what other professionals can he connect with outside of work? And 3, what will he do? What restaurants will he go to?
So Future Endeavors LLC is a youth consulting company. We want to motivate, we want to encourage, and we want to empower individuals simply through creating marketable, social, and professional skills. So Future Endeavors program is composed of 4 major components: coaching, exposure, experience, and evaluation.
Currently, I'm looking for a media advisor and a sales advisor. Those 3 key pieces will be strategic in me in creating new customers, staying ahead of the technology field, and creating a big media company. Thank you.
We are turbocharging a consumer engagement process that has been clunky for centuries, and we're making out-of-home advertising simple. Thank you.
So when you mention people like Madam C.J. Walker, Annie Malone, or Mr. Joe Dudley, now you can mention James Hall Jr. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt really good. I started out hitting all my points. I felt like it was going with the flow. I kind of got stumbled, and I think as the presentation showed, I kind of lost track of the slide and, had to regroup. But I felt like I got everything that was necessary out, and I think people really understood what I was doing.
I was nervous. like really nervous, like giving my pitch. But afterwards, I was just like, the hard part is over, and like the even harder part is beginning.
I think it went awesome. I think Mr. Rock is doing things. You have to come and see it. You have to come and see it. He's changing people's lives, not just in business, but he's touching families. He's touching those who have no hope, those who have ideas and don't know what to do with them. And Mr. Rock's that guy. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, the time that you guys have been waiting for. We start off with number 5. That will be James Hall Jr., Wave Smoother, number 5. Thank you, my brother. Wave Smoother gets not only incubation for up to 6 months, he also gets a wonderful opportunity to get some serious mentoring and $500. All right, yeah.
My goal was to come in here and win. I came in 5th place, so I still get to go on to the next module. I'm grateful for the opportunity and continue to build and work on the weaknesses of my businesses and grow from there.
Number 4 is Detailed Block.
Feeling really excited. Now like the real part begins where I can use all the stuff that I learned in the past few weeks and months and apply it. See where it really works, take away my assumptions, and actually grow my business.
Number 3 is Nomadic. Nomadic. Yeah, so Nomadic also gets 6 months of incubation. I believe it's $2,500. Yeah, $2,500.
Well, I'm definitely disappointed with not taking the top prize, but I am very content with where I placed. I'm glad that I was able to get the idea out. I know I had a specific amount of time that I needed to get what I needed in, and I think I was able to do so.
Number 2, Eat, Work, Play. Yes, sir. Yeah, Eat, Work, Play. So the same deal in terms of incubation, 6 months and so forth, $3,000. And last but not least, Solo Go. Grand prize winner. Can we get Mr. Bailey? Mr. Bailey from, here he is, Anthony Bailey, from Wells Fargo, to present this check for $5,000 to Chris Freeman.
Tell somebody who's thinking about doing this, going through City Startup Clubs.
Do it. Like, you have to do it. You don't know up front how much the benefit is. And then while in class, I even doubted whether the value of the class was going to be useful in terms of how much money I was losing, how much time I was spending. But after the pitch, I have a lot clearer understanding of like my business and the strategy that's going, and that's a lot more comforting than I was before. I had about my business before I started City Startup Labs. So definitely, they should definitely do it. Definitely. I don't know any other word besides definitely do it.
Based on the last batch and looking at our group, I think we had an exceptional group, and I think the program gets better every batch. So whoever is looking at doing this for the next year into the next program, I think definitely needs to look at what we put together and base their ideas off putting something together of scale. Mr. Rock has done a phenomenal job. He's been a huge inspiration to me and really helped me get to a point where I really feel like I have a viable product. For me, it was a huge help in figuring out, what's next and where I'm going to be going. So I would recommend the program to anyone. I've actually recommended several individuals who I think have applied and are looking forward to the next round. Anybody who I feel like is going to fit into the culture, into the model, I would definitely recommend this opportunity.
This is the place to come. It's revolutionary in its own. you got to be willing to put in 110% each and every day. And if you don't, it will show. So if you're willing to put in 110% and you want to be an entrepreneur and you have that heart, that drive, and the passion, City Startup Labs the place.